Good morning, students. This is your Maths 1 online teaching session. And in this session also, I am going to continue with the second chapter, that is real numbers. In the previous sessions, I have explained you few important concepts. Today also, let us see an important concept, that is rationalization of sum. Now, what is the meaning of the word rationalization and how we are going to solve sums based on this? Let's see. First, the definition. If the product of two surds is a rational number, then each surd is called as a rationalizing factor of the other surd. Now, what is the meaning of this statement? See, I will explain you the meaning of this with the help of an example. The rationalizing factor of root 7, correct? This is a surd, yes or no? Is root 7. Why do we say like this? Because when I take the product of these two surds, which two surds? Root 7 and root 7. When I multiply these two surds, what do I get? I get square root of 49, which is nothing but 7. This is a basic definition, that if I take the product of two surds and I get a rational number, see, root 7 into root 7 is 7. I get a rational number, then each surd is called as a rationalizing factor of the other. Correct? Now I hope you have understood the word rationalizing factor. Correct? It's as easy as the product of those two surd. If I get a rational number, then it is called as a rationalizing factor. Right? The next point is rationalization factor of a given surd is not unique. Now why do I say this? It's not unique means what? It changes as per the given question. Now this you will understand better when we solve sums based on this. Okay. So for now you just understand the definition and what is the meaning of rationalizing factor. Now after this there are two more important points that I will explain with the help of an example again. First is binomial quadratic surd. What is the meaning of this? See, I'll just read the definition first. The sum of two numbers, one of which is a quadratic surd and the other is a non-zero rational number, or a quadratic surd, is called as a binomial quadratic surd. Now I know many must be confused reading this. I am explaining it again by part with the help of this example which I have written here. Try to understand. Okay. See, the sum of two numbers, one of which is a quadratic surd. So the first part which I want you to understand in this is what is the meaning of quadratic surd, which I have already told you. Surds of the order 2 are called as quadratic surds. See this is square root of 5, order is 2. This is square root of 3, order is 2. Yes? Then see what is given. The sum of two numbers, one of which is a quadratic surd and the other is a non-zero rational number or a quadratic surd. See this, for example, root 5, it is a quadratic surd. It is the sum is taken with what? Again a quadratic surd. This is what is written here. One is a quadratic surd and the other one is also a quadratic surd. See this. Now together this is called as a binomial quadratic surd. Okay. This is also a quadratic surd. Sum is also a quadratic surd. So together this is called as a binomial quadratic surd. What was the second condition to understand? That it should be a quadratic surd. Okay, root 5 and a non-zero rational number. See this 2. 2 is a non-zero rational number. Either both should be a surd or one should be a surd and a non-zero rational number. Then they are called as a binomial quadratic surd. I hope you understood this now, the definition. Yes? See, two conditions are here. Both should be surd. Correct? Or out of the two, one should be surd and the other should be a non-zero rational number. If they are taken together like this, 2 minus root 5 is a binomial quadratic surd, or root 5 plus root 3 is again a binomial quadratic surd. Okay. Then the next important point is the product of the two binomial quadratic surds. For example, suppose I take this root 5 minus root 3. The other one also exactly same but with an opposite sign. Root 5 plus root 3. See, exactly same numbers, root 5 and root 5, root 3 and root 3. But once I have taken it with a minus sign and next time I am taking it with a plus sign. What do I get when I take the product of this? See, this is a minus b and a plus b. What is the formula of it? Yes, a square minus b square. So that is used here. See, root 5 the whole square minus root 3 the whole square. So root 5 the whole square is 5 and root 3 the whole square is 3. So 5 minus 3 is nothing but 2, which is a rational number. This is one of the way of rationalizing a number. When we get a surd, how to rationalize it? As easy as multiply by its conjugate pair. Hence these are called as conjugate pairs of each other. This word, conjugate pair. How do we rationalize? We simply multiply it with its conjugate pair. Now what is the meaning of this word conjugate pair? If you have with a minus sign, conjugate pair will have a plus sign. Suppose I give you this with a plus sign. Conjugate will be exactly same numbers but with a minus sign. Okay, so I hope you understood this two very important points. What is binomial quadratic surd and what is conjugate pair. Okay, well, let us start with practice set 2.3. Rationalize the denominator. Now here you just have to concentrate on the denominator and have to rationalize. Rationalize means what? Multiply this denominator with such a number that I get a rational number in the denominator. This is the meaning of the word rationalize the denominator. Okay, so see this, 3 upon root 5. What is the rationalizing factor of root 5? Again root 5. I have just now explained you what is the meaning of the word rationalizing factor. Okay, so root 5 is to be multiplied with root 5. If I multiply denominator, I have to do the same thing in the numerator. Do not forget this. You cannot change the question on your own. You are rationalizing the denominator with root 5, correct? So you have to multiply the same thing in the numerator also. So numerator will be 3 into root 5, that is 3 root 5. And what about the denominator? Root 5 into root 5, that is 5, which is very well a rational number. Now see, this irrational number, that is root 5, is been converted into a rational number, that is 5. So these are the steps to follow. These are 1 mark questions if they are asked in the exam. Okay. See the next one, 1 upon root 14. Now rationalizing factor of root 14 is again square root of 14. If you are multiplying in the denominator, same thing in the numerator. So 1 into root 14 is root 14 and square root of 14 into square root of 14 is nothing but 14, which is very well a rational number. So I hope these two easy sums you have understood how to rationalize the denominator. Okay, let's see the next question. This is the third sum, 5 upon root 7. Again see, exactly same type, root 7. So I multiply both numerator and denominator by root 7. Here we will get 5 root 7 and denominator will be root 7 into root 7, that is 7. See, this is a rational number. Don't bother about the numerator. We are not rationalizing the numerator. We are only rationalizing the denominator. And in that, if you get a surd here, no problem at all. Leave it like that. We are concerned only with the rational number in the denominator. Okay. Now see the next one. This is an important one. 6 upon 9 root 3. Why important? Because many will immediately multiply this also with 9 root 3. But wait. Is 9 a rational or an irrational number here? It's a rational number. No need to rationalize a rational number again. No need of this 9. I want to get rid of only this root 3. Yes. So I am going to multiply the denominator only by root 3. Up also by root 3. I hope you are understanding this. Why I am not multiplying by 9 root 3? Okay. Because 9 is itself a rational number. Get rid of only this root 3. That can be done when we multiply both numerator and denominator by root 3. See what we get. 6 into root 3 is 6 into root 3, right? 6 root 3. Then 9 root 3 into root 3 is 3. So you get here 9 into 3. I hope this step is understood to you. We are rationalizing it. So 9 will come down as it is and this root 3 into root 3 will become 3. Okay. Now see the cancellation. 3 ones are, 3 twos are. So this will become 2 root 3 and here we will get 9, which is very well a rational number. Okay. So the basic difference between this and this sum is, here the denominator was only a surd, that is root 7. But here it is 9 root 3. 9 is a rational number. Don't take it here. Do not multiply by 9 root 3 again. Only that irrational number is to be rationalized. Be very careful about this while solving sums. Right? I hope you have understood these two sums very nicely and you are writing as well. Keep the notebooks complete. Each and every video I am telling you this, that you have to keep writing whatever we are solving here. Okay. Now see this, 11 root 3. Now 11 upon root 3. What is a irrational number? Root 3. So multiply both numerator and denominator by root 3. Correct? So 11 into root 3 is 11 root 3. And root 3 into root 3 is nothing but 3. So this way we can rationalize the denominator. Okay? So all sums based on rationalizing the denominator is over. Now this I have taken a small part from 2.4 because it is based on multiplication, which we have already learned. What is the difference then? It is multiplication of a surd with a quadratic, binomial quadratic. Yes, this we have learned just now. Two terms, and this is only one term. And question is to multiply. We know the concept, and that when we have to multiply like this, what is the rule that is to be followed? That this root 3 is to be multiplied with root 7. Again this root 3 is to be multiplied by root 3. Opening the bracket. Correct? So see, this is what is done. After doing this, what we will get? Root 3 into root 7 is nothing but square root of 7 3s are 21. And this root 3 into root 3 is 3. So leave it as it is. Do not write 21 minus 3, subtract it and get the answer. This is a surd, this is a whole number. So do not subtract it further. Leave this as a final answer. So final answer is square root of 21 minus 3. Okay? Exactly same way, see the second one. Instead of giving the number before, as in this, the number they have given behind, but multiplication is same way. Root 5 into root 2, root 7 into root 2, opening the bracket. Now root 5 into root 2 is root 10, square root of 10, and root 7 into root 2 is square root of 14. Can we subtract it? No, because they are, yes, they are, see, different numbers. We cannot subtract it. We can subtract it when they are together, like square root of inside that 14 minus 10. Then we can subtract. Like this separately, we cannot. So leave this as the final answer. So it is square root of 10 minus square root of 14. I hope these two sums are clear. Very easy sums. Like this sums we have already done. The only difference is now we are dealing with root and all. Opening the bracket and multiplying we have done in lower standards. Correct? Okay. One more last sum. That is sum number 3. See this. Difference between this and the previous two is these are two terms together, binomial, and now we are going to open the bracket. Method remains same. Correct? See what? 3 root 2 is taken and then this bracket 4 root 3 minus root 2. Right? Again the second term with the sign minus root 3. This is what is taken and the entire bracket as it is. 4 root 3 minus root 2. Is the first step understood? Yes. The first step is what? You have to take these terms. First you take 3 root 2 and then the second bracket. Then you take the second term with the sign minus root 3 and then the bracket again. Okay. Now this is similar to what we did in the previous sum. Open this bracket and multiply. Right. So 3 root 2 into 4 root 3. This is what is done. 3 root 2 is to be multiplied with root 2 again here. Then minus root 3 is to be multiplied with 4 root 3. I am just opening the bracket, nothing else. Correct? Now see, minus into minus will become plus. Only care you have to take is this. When you open the bracket, if there is a minus sign, you change the sign. Right? So root 3 into root 2 can be written like this. I hope you are understanding this step. Step by step, you write along with me as I am explaining so that it is understood to you. Now what is left is to multiply this. See, 3 4s are 12. Root 2 into root 3 is root 6. So we got the first term as 12 root 6. See this, 3. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 3 2s are 6. Correct? Then 4 as it is. Then root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 4 3s are 12. So minus 12. I hope you are understanding how we are getting these terms. We are multiplying this and getting these terms. Correct? Last term is root 3 into root 2. What is that? Root 6. Correct? Okay. Now like surds can be added and subtracted. Now see this. 12 root 6 and root 6 are like surds. This is having a plus sign. So you can add it. 12 root 6 plus 1 root 6. How much? 13 root 6. Correct? Minus 6 minus 12 is minus 18. Further I cannot add or subtract because this is a number, a whole number, and this is a surd which I need to subtract. That cannot be done. Okay, so you have to leave the final answer as 13 root 6 minus 18. I hope all the steps are clear. What is done? I'll quickly revise in this sum. Take 3 root 3 root 2 and the second bracket. Take minus root 3 and the second bracket. Now you open the bracket as I have done in this step, all the 4 terms. Multiply it and get the answer. Like surds, root 6 and 12 root 6 can be added, 13 root 6. These numbers minus 6 minus 12 is nothing but minus 18. This way we can get the final answer. Okay. So I hope you have understood today whatever we have done. What are the 2 things that we have learned? One is rationalizing factor, how to rationalize the denominator, and second thing is how to multiply by opening the brackets and get the answer. So with this I end the session here. Complete your notebook till this sum. Okay, remaining we will continue in the next session. Thank you.